Alright folks, welcome back. This is day 14 of our Ante 9 win streaks. The Plasma deck, I think of all the different decks, is the most likely to give us this experience of barely beating Ante 8 and not having enough material to beat Ante 9. When you're playing on the Plasma deck, it converts your chips into molt, converts molt into chips. It equalizes these two quantities, so a plus 60 from a banner is very powerful, more powerful than, let's say, a plus 20 from half Joker. You know from experience that you can get big molt numbers with X molt effects. Specifically, repeated multiplication is exponential power on the Plasma deck. I used to give this advice where on the Plasma deck in the early game, you go for the chips jokers, like Banner starts at 60 chips, the Ice Cream gives you 100, you can get Odd Todd, you can get Scary Face, you can get Runner, you can get Square Joker. There's a lot of commons that give you plus chips for the early game. And then in the end game, in order to score enough points, in order to keep up with the higher scoring requirements on the higher stakes and also the ×2 blind size on the Plasma deck, I used to suggest, okay, well, you want to find some way to switch to X molt for the end game. But this was 2,000 hours ago, and now with more experience, I can give you a little bit better perspective. In order to get the higher molt numbers from X molt, your molt really only surpasses your chips when you have multiple X molt effects. And maybe you know that playing on the gold stakes, it is difficult enough to get even just one X molt effect. And so trying to get multiple X molt effects, this is a thing that can work, but it is not something that's going to work very often. That's going to be difficult. Whereas in my experience, the thing that I found that works almost all of the time, I can win with chips almost all of the time, just chips. Most of those chips coming from planet cards and then some chips coming from jokers. Assuming that we sort of plan our hands, what hands we're playing, plan around trying to get as many chips as possible. So what that looks like is when we're playing on the gold stake, we do suggest playing pairs a lot of the time because the -1 discard blue stake makes it difficult to get the higher ranking hands, get reasonable poker hands. So what we want is the most spammable hand. We spam pairs because if you play 4 times as many pairs, that's 4 times as many points, kind of. The problem with playing pairs on the Plasma deck, you only get 15 chips per Mercury card. 15 chips is not a lot, it's not going to be enough. The one benefit of going for 2 pair instead of pair, I suggest 2 pair on the Plasma deck. You get 30% more chips for Uranus. That also gets turned into 30% more molt. Overall, 70% more points compared to a pair. Also, if you're playing 2 pair, you're playing 4 cards. 4 cards, that's more room for bonus cards from the Hierophant Tarot card. That's more room for foil cards. And with stone cards, you can, in theory, add 3 stone cards to a pair, but it is difficult to get a lot of stone cards in your deck. Typically, you can only get maybe 3 or 4 stone cards in your deck by the time you reach Ante 8. So it's much easier to, with 2 pair, just play 1 stone card per hand, and then a couple of bonus cards. As long as you are respecting the bonus cards, respecting the foil cards, then you can get a lot of extra chips. Playing 2 pair, you can win with just chips. If you have Odd Todd or if you have Scary Face, playing more cards, you get more chips from Todd, more chips from Scary Face. If you have the Arrowhead that gives you plus 50 chips for spades, you can play 2 pair spades instead of a flush of spades because maybe the 2 pair is a little bit more spammable compared to flushes. Also, 2 pair, since it's only 4 cards instead of 5 cards for a flush, then it's easier to profit from the blue seals. It's easier to make that work. Also, Jupiter, since it gives you plus 15 chips, same as Mercury, flushes and pairs kind of score the same amount of points on the Plasma deck. And so why would you play flushes when pairs score the same amount and pairs are way more spammable? 2 pairs scoring more points and being almost as spammable. I think also straights are very viable when you're playing on the Plasma deck. 30 chips per Saturn card is a lot. So twice as many chips compared to Jupiter. Twice as many chips, that gets turned into twice as many molt. That's 4 times as many points per straight. 1 straight is worth the same as 4 flushes. So if you get the Saturn cards that give you the 30 chips per Saturn card, now we're talking about just one-shotting every round, 1 straight per round. Throwing away all your extra hands to dig for that 1 straight is all that you need. Or at least that's how it goes in theory. Let's see in practice. All right, we can get a straight here. Any straight wins in the first round. 2 pair also wins if the 2 ranks of the cards add up to 14. So you could do 10s and 4s, you could do 9s and 5s, aces and 3s. In the second round, you can also win with 2 pair if the 2 ranks add up to, I think it's 19, could be 20, but maybe 19. Maybe 10 and 9, maybe aces and 8s. We could take walkie-talkie here as a perishable. It technically gives us chips. Playing on the plasma deck, we can one-shot the first 3 rounds without any jokers, and then round 4 and round 5 we can win in 2 hands without any jokers. So I don't like opening the buffoon pack if I don't need to, because you just get this kind of stuff, right? Either you get rentals or you get plus mult jokers that you don't care about. So let's just save our money and go next. Here with the pair of aces, let's try to go for a pair of face cards. Aces and 7s I think is a little bit too low, but we can do queens and aces. We also could have gone for a flush there maybe, but I wanted to demonstrate the 2 pair. We could get a banner as a rental. That makes the next 6 rounds very easy with the plus 60 chips, but it is a rental. One benefit of the rental is you can win with less hands, and if you win with less hands, then that gives you extra money from extra hands, maybe. Sometimes what you do is, okay, in round 4 and round 5, you use your discards to find a flush, and if you need a second flush, you have to use some extra hands, and that costs you money, like a rental. Or we could do the greedy thing and just take the mail-in rebate and go next. Rebate on 4s. Play the hearts. Is the mail-in rebate worth the rental fee? Is it worth keeping? It depends. I would say it depends on what jokers we find in the next shop. Let's go next. How greedy you're allowed to be with the mail-in rebate depends on how strong your build is. 6 cents is not it. Okay, we got money. I would like to check the buffoon packs. I don't need them right away, but I could need them in the future. Shortcut is great. Shortcut makes it so we can play twice as many straights. That's twice as many points, same as X-Mult. Let's pick up a shortcut. And now with shortcut, I could be a little bit greedier with the mail-in rebate. Here we can take the popcorn, which is not as good as, let's say, ice cream, but it's not nothing. Go next. To get 2,000 points, usually you need a very high full house. To one-shot, usually what you do, you end up playing a flush and a half instead, maybe a flush and then 1-2 pair. With the plus 20 from the popcorn, we should be able to one-shot here, even without the full house. I could go for... This is just a straight that wins. I get rebate on 7s. So... should I go for the win here? Or should I try to get a 7? I'm just going to ship it. I guess I could have discarded and then, you know, we had a small chance of getting 7. That's okay. Jack. Okay, we could pick up the gelato here. That's very strong in the short term. It is perishable, just like our popcorn is. Yeah, I'm going to take the gelato. It'll make the mail-in rebate better. So we get rebate on jacks. There's a jack. And it doesn't matter what we play, let's just ship it. Oh, maybe I should have sold the popcorn because minus $3 from the mail-in rebate. Yeah, I could have got extra dollar from interest. We could square up. I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to do shortcut instead. I think Square Joker is very good on the plasma deck. Obviously, scaling chips, not just scaling, but also scaling chips. I want to do straights. I want to. We could take Temperance for $9. Could make some bonus cards, which are very powerful, but I am valuing the money instead. Mega standard pack. Looking for a blue seal. The jumbo and mega standard pack, since you get to see 5 cards, you have about a 1 in 4 chance of getting a blue seal specifically. Yeah, take a blue 9. I could also take a gold 10. Own. We can afford it. Go next. Get rid of this popcorn. Alright. Aces give us money. Go one more. Pair of 10s, I guess. Or we could play a straight. We should play the straight just in case we get a telescope. Aces again. Okay. Okay, seed money seems very good. I kind of want to do this. I kind of want to open the Celestial packs. I know we just took seed money, but if I am going to play straights, could be nice to pick up some Saturn cards. Otherwise, you don't really get any reward for playing straights. You need the Saturn cards, you need the payoff. Go next. I'm just going to be greedy. Discard an ace. Go one more. Alright. No blue seal. Let's go ahead and ship it. If I didn't have the gelato, the foil, I would play high card and then stall for the rebate, but we aren't able to stall because we have the foil. We can go Emperor. We get a death card. I can copy my blue seal. So, Fool, Temperance, $7 or random Joker? Or Emperor? I'm gonna take the $7. I know my gelato is perishing. So I could use death to copy the gold seal 10. I could save the death for the blue seal. Is probably better. Boss says my diamonds are debuffed. Okay. Go next. Okay. Discard the 7? Sure. Alright, missing on the seal again, that's okay. We can play high card. I'm gonna do it this way. If we don't win, okay. I can play the 10 as part of the straight. Okay, I got one more round on the gelato after this. We get 5,000 for playing the high card. I could make... Let's make a glass ace with the intention of breaking it. Save the death card for the blue seal. Just like we drew it up. Could take a magician. That seems like a good idea. Could take a celestial pack. No Saturn. So we take Uranus. Fool for Uranus again. I like using the magician, so I could use Judgment for a Joker, or I can use Magician. My gelato is about to melt. Get that Magician. And go next. Rebate on 2s. So now I know, actually, I can play high card, or I can play a pair, or whatever it is. Save my discards for the rebate money? Well, not that one, not the 2. I have a straight in hand. I'm okay throwing the 6 out here. So we can try to get the blue seal. We can try to get another 2. There's a 2. Alright, still missing on the blue seal. That's okay. Let's go 10 and 8 as more lucky cards. The gelato's done. Chip it. Okay. Gelato's done. I'm going to sell it. It's a common, so if I sell it now, there's a chance that we get another one. Could take Faceless Joker. Probably that's going to be a little bit too greedy right now. I need Saturn cards. So currently, Shortcut makes it easier for us to play straights, but we don't have any payoff for playing straights. So we're going to have to get a little bit spendy here. Polychrome 6 or purple 5? Polychrome 6 seems useful as a long-term plan. Obviously it doesn't do anything for us right now, but could be good long-term, especially if we're playing straights. Suppose we can pick up one of those. Go one more. 8-ball hallucination. So I like hallucination. I like hallucination with brainstorm to copy it. Probably no on the 8-ball. One more time for points. Alright, go next. 2 Saturn cards, we should be okay. Alright, I can discard 4s for money. King, Jack, 10, 8, 7. So presumably this straight doesn't win. I'm gonna make an extra 9 here and then ship it. Probably we should keep the 7 if possible. Okay. I can play Jack, 10, 9, 8, 7. Chip it. Never lucky. I can play Ace, Queen, Jack, 9, 7. That's another one. Ship it. I can discard. Looking for a 7 or an 8. Alright. Ace, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chip it. Nice. Alright, so once again, straights can win if we get the payoff. If we get the Saturn cards. There's a Saturn card. Cool. Spectral Pack. Priestess is another way to go. Alright. I could level up my 2-pair. It might be too late for the 2-pair. Could go Sigil here, could go Ouija. Ouija -1 hand size is not helpful for anything, so we just go next. I'm pretty sure with the Saturn card we're strong enough to win the next round. Okay. Rebate on 10s. So Jack, 9, 7, 6, 4. I'm gonna sell Mars and ship it. Jack, play a 10 or discard the 10s. If I play the 10, it forces me to play the 9 as well. Huh. It's $10 if we discard it. Huh. So, yeah, that's fine. So, ace, king, jack, 9, 8. Ship it. Do another one of those on the low end, maybe. King, queen, jack, 7, 9. So I do have a straight. I can try to get another 9. King, queen, jack, 10, 9. Go one more time. 6. Bummer. Ship it. Alright. We could take a foil here, we could take a hiker. This boss is going to be a little bit stinky. So let's go standard pack first since we have hallucination. I could take another polychrome. I could take a gold seal 6. I think... I think if I already have the one polychrome, I don't need a second polychrome. I can always make more polychrome from the first one. I think I actually like taking the gold seal here. Also, it's a lucky card. Red seal, king. Red seals are good on the plasma deck because you can re-trigger bonus cards. You can also re-trigger scary face. You can re-trigger stone cards. Red seal stone cards are particularly strong. I probably want the gold seal instead, though. Fool gives me a priestess. Ectoplasm, probably not what we want to do if we're playing straights. Random numbered cards. No, I have seals now, so I don't want to dilute the deck. Fool for priestess is probably not what we want to do. Alright, go one more. I could use strength, and that would enable me to play the straight more easily. The boss is going to have my chips, which is pretty rough. Foil helps, but not a whole lot. Even though I have seed money, even though I have interest up to $50, probably we should reroll. I think maybe if I have a shortcut, I don't need strength. Could take a runner here, but it's a rental. Alright, I'm done with the hallucination. We can take runner and go next. 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. The gap is a little bit too big. Ace, 3, 4, 6, 7. Ship it. We're not going to square up, but we do get the benefit of the foil. Okay. Ship it. Okay. I need to draw something on, let's see here. I need a jack or a 7. Is it easier for me to get the low straight? I can get a 6. Let's get a 6 here. 6, 8, 9, 10. Wait, this is a straight? Alright, ship it. All right. Now we're cooking. I think we're firmly in the kitchen now. Now we got the payoff. Okay. Celestial packs. Sure. Earth, Neptune. I'm gonna skip in case we get a fool. Yep. All right. Could take Bartolomeo as scaling Exmult, but if we've got runner, we probably don't need to do Exmult at all. We could just stick with chips. Exmult is probably good for long term. Here's the thing that I want to test. Here's the thing that I want to investigate. Definitely we can beat Ante 8 with just chips. The question is, can we beat Ante 9 with just chips? We've done this before where we got, with the bull, we got 10 billion points with just the bull. And that allowed us to beat Ante 12. And then we died in Ante 13, so let's just go next. All right. Ace, queen, okay. Probably we discard. We can play this straight. And the next one wins. Almost a one shot there. I have a straight. I actually 8 and then 10. Chip it. Maybe I should have discarded and tried to get a gold seal or a lucky card. I would only discard one card though. All right. Arcana. I could use death here. Doesn't seem prudent. Maybe we go... I could use strength on the kings and then make aces for the mail-in rebate. Maybe. Why'd I open this buffoon pack? I didn't need anything from this buffoon pack. Why'd I even look? Bummer. 2, 4, 5, 6. I think we win with one straight now. Maybe. Probably. Maybe I want to play a high card. Save my discard for aces. Well, there's the aces. I forgot to copy it. I could try to dig for blue seals here. We have 55 cards in the deck, so the odds of getting the blue seal are pretty low, so let's not waste our hands. Could take a spaceman. Maybe instead of the mail-in rebate. Maybe instead of the square joker. Boss says it's going to cost me money. Saturn card. And then Arcana looking for a hermit. We could spin the wheel. Bummer. I will take the boss reroll, even though it costs me a little bit of money. Go next. Okay. Give me the low straight. I could copy the runner, I could copy the spaceman. Copy the spaceman. Yes, okay. Discard the low cards. Ace. 10. Bummer. Gotta play the 9. I could do this. Now I can play the 8 instead. It costs me a little bit of money, but we do get the blue seal. All right, mail-in rebate on 9s. All right, I don't have crazy amount of money. I will take the extra hand size. Hand size is good with the mail-in rebate, also good with the blue seals. I'm not going to take the celestial packs. All right, here it's still 2 straights. Probably. Chip it. Great. I can discard this 9. I keep the other 9. So 8, 10, queen, king, ace. That's it. Copy the spaceman. Cool. All right. Could take a chariot for my blue seal. Gives me plus 20 when I play a straight. Okay, go next. Rebate on 10s. So 7, 6, 5. I can throw away the queens. I could play high card. All right, ace through 6, copying the spaceman. The next straight wins. I want to discard the 10s. Okay, 10, 8, 7, 6, 4. That straight wins. Now that I have the more hand size, I could try to get the blue seal here, or a gold seal. Maybe. Okay, get the blue seal. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. All right, make a Zoolander here. Copy the spaceman. Chip it. Great. Emperor. Hermit. So I could take a free roll here, but that's worse than the spaceman. I could open the standard packs. Boss says face cards face down. Okay. Gold seal 3, also glass 3. I'm going to skip. I have the blue seal 9s, gold seal 10, gold seal 6, polychrome 6. So I want to stay in the 10 to 6 range rather than picking up a gold seal 3. Foil 7, pretty good on the plasma deck. Steel 6, pretty good with straights specifically. Glass 5, also pretty good. I think any of these, if I take them, it'll make it harder for me to get my blue seals. So I'm just going to skip. I could take a justice card and go next. All right, I get money for 10s, so let's go for the low straights this time. Okay, ace, 2, 4, 5, 6. Copying the spaceman. I think what I want to do, maybe a glass ace. We can try to smash. Okay. 4, 6, 7, 9. Pretty close to being a straight. I could play high card. And then dig for... I could check if this is a jack. It's spades. Play high card. Cool. 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. I can do high card one more time. I can try to get one more 10. Bummer. So discard like this. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Copy the spaceman. Great. Saturn card. Go next. Okay, telescope. Yeah, I guess it turns out my most played hand is a straight. We can go one more. I don't need a lucky 8. I don't need holographic. Polychrome red card. Nope. Go next. Boss says playing a straight is going to cost me money. Well, that's stinky. So let's... I want to discard 2s. I want to... play these, I guess. 2 pair. All right, ace, 3, 4, 6, 7. Doesn't win. The next hand wins. Okay, we want to discard the 2. I keep the straight in hand. Okay. 10, 8, 6, 5, 4. 10, 9, so 10, 8, 6, 5, 4. Ship it. I can't play high card here because the runner's too big. Okay, death card, finally, that's great. Celestial pack, we can pick up Saturn from the telescope. Purple 9. Purple 9 is okay. Also, it's a gold card, but it is a little bit late. It's already round 19, so maybe we don't take the 9. I could make more glass. I could use my strength. Make more glass. All right, rebate on 10s. 3, 4, 6, 7, 9 as a straight. Okay, I can discard 10s. I can play a 6. So if I'm discarding 10s, I'm probably also discarding the face cards. Maybe I should discard the 6s though. I could keep the ace in case I draw 2. So ace, 3, 4, 6, 7. That's a straight. I think I can play high card. Okay. 10, 8, 7, 6, 4. But I want to discard the 10. Okay. We can make another Zoolander with a strength. Or sorry, with a death card. I guess the king goes. And let's make a 3 into glass so that we can break the 3. Right, so 8, 7, 6, 4, 3. Copy the spaceman. All right. The runner is now 270 chips. Okay. One more. Don't need the gelato. All right, open the Arcana packs. So I could do strength, I could do glass. I like glass jacks. I like glass jacks because they are close to our 10 through 6 straight range, but then they're on the end, and so if it breaks a glass jack, then I'm okay with that. We got a nice amount of money here. We could re-roll a little bit more. I'm not sure if I want to spend $9. I don't need Empress, so we can just skip. And I will re-roll the boss. Not that we can't survive this, it's just stinky. No repeat hand types. All right, you got it, boss. So, rebate on 10s. I have 9, 8, 6, 4, 2. This straight could be a winning hand. Let's do this. Let's go high card. I now have this. Okay, rebate on 10s. Discard the 10. Okay, I have a glass 3. So instead of copying the spaceman, I'm going to copy the runner. And do this with the glass card, or does the glass card not matter? Glass and then steel. I probably get more points if I just play the pair as a separate hand and then play the straight. 9, 8, 6, 4, 2. Chip it. Just like we drew it up. Rebate on queens if I want to. Okay. We could go back in time. Boss here, cards debuffed. Bummer. We can hang them. Aces and 3s probably. Since they're far from the middle. Standard pack. Red seal 2 I can skip. Go one more. Do I want a chariot? I could. Add one more blue seal. Go one more. Go next. So rebate on queens. I can do this straight. Can I do it without winning? Maybe. Yes. Okay. Okay. So let's draw the mid-range. I have a queen that I can discard. Okay. Okay. Jack, we can break it. 8, 6. We also, you know, maybe we don't want to break the jack. Maybe we want to have the glass cards for ante 9 for more scaling. It's okay. I could make a steel 10 here. I can make a steel 8. Let's go steel 10. Not that it matters, but chip it. We can't play high card here because we would get 30,000 from the runner. So we don't get to draw the blue seals, unfortunately. Okay. Jumbo standard. That's another blue 9. It's also a glass 9. I'll take it. Go Arcana. Yep. Go next. So ace, no. 4, 5, 7, no. 2 pair. Chip it. Okay. I can do ace, 2, 4, 5, 7 without winning. And then I can save up for another one. Okay. Queen, Jack, 10. 9, 7. Okay. Give me another 9, I guess. 8 works. Okay. We can play a pair of 10s. Right? We can discard this. Okay, so queen, 10, 8, 7, 6 for the money. Chip it. Cool. All right. So we can beat this boss here. I'm kind of interested in going back in time. Gives me more time to get more blue seal value, get more runner value, more deck building. If I go back in time, then I get to fight another Ante 8 boss again, and that seems like fun to me. If I use the voucher right now, if I reroll the boss, it'll give me an Ante 7 boss instead of an Ante 8 boss. But we just fight this one. So we can take a Hierophant here. Maybe. This probably doesn't matter, but I could go 4 and 5 here with the Hierophant. I can check a Buffoon pack. Nope, don't need the Eternal Business card. So this boss makes it so that I can't get my blue seal value, which is a little bit stinky. Maybe what we do is get rid of the Spaceman. Sad. Spaceman has done a lot of great work for us, but maybe we don't need it if we already got the blue seals. I could just re-roll it. Stinky. Stinky. Alright. You got me. You got me. Discard the queens. Okay. So I could play a straight. I will play a straight copying the Spaceman, or do I want to copy the runner? Runner allows me to win in 1. We can play a high card. Okay, I can play ace 3, 4, 5, 6. We can smash the ace. Okay, now I can win with the straight, with the Spaceman. Ship it. Yeah, jerk. Alright, we get another Ante 8 boss. Now, yum. We get the Violent Vessel. Okay, so we could just make a glass 7 here. Make a glass 7, glass 9, glass jack, glass 3. You could go jack, 9, 7, 5, 3, all odd cards. And then that's it. Or let's do just chips. Well, mostly chips. Technically, the steel cards do a little bit, but maybe plus 50 molt doesn't really matter if you have 1,000 chips. Alright. Priestess here. Or money. I like money. Is that our first gold card? Well, that's interesting. Alright, go next. So we could also reroll the boss. if we want. Nah. So ace, jack, 9, 7, 6 as a straight. This might win, actually. Ooh. Ooh. My bad. That's my bad. That's a my bad situation. Fine. Pick up Saturn and go next. I'm gonna blame the spaceman for giving me the upgrade, and then that's what caused us to accidentally win there. Obviously. Let's play high card. Try to get a 4 for the money. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's smash these glass cards. I do want to pause here. Okay, 2 glass cards. That's 2 instances of ×2. Our molt is still only half of what our chips are. So your molt passes your chips when you have, it would take us like a ×8, right? It would take 3 instances of ×2. Actually, the way the scaling works roughly is 7 times as many chips compared to molt. So if you think about Scary Face and Smiley Face, well, Smiley Face is kind of a weird exception because it gives you +5 molt, but Todd gives you +4, and so Todd gives you +30 chips, and Even Steven gives you +4 molt. Empress gives you +4 molt cards. Hierophant gives you +30 chips. So 30 chips, 4 molt. It's roughly ×7. So in order for your molt to be equal to your chips, it takes 7x molt ×7. And then in order for your, that's just for them to be equal. If you want to get more molt than you have chips, you need like ×15-ish. Or maybe some plus molt in between there. And so if you want to switch from chips to X molt, you really do need a lot of X molt. You really do need repeatable X molt, whereas that thing, that combination, this repeatable, retriggerable X molt is not going to happen in every run, whereas in every run you have access to planet cards. In every run you have access to a blue seal, not necessarily early on, but you get a blue seal eventually, because the odds of getting a blue seal from a standard pack is the same as the odds of getting a hermit card from an Arcana pack. You don't get a lot of hermit cards per run, but maybe you get a couple of hermit cards. You don't get a lot of blue seals per run, but you get usually at least one, sometimes multiple, depending on how early you get the blue seal. So very consistent to win with just chips, whereas X molt, it can be tough to find enough material. All right, go next. Oh, also with the planet cards, the difference in molt and chips is even more slanted towards chips. So I say this all the time, that the planet cards are mostly a source of chips, whereas your molt comes from things like Ride the Bus and Green Joker and Red Card and stuff like that when we're playing the gold stakes. Because instead of it being 30 chips to 4 molt, a 7 times ratio, you have 30 chips to 3 molt. That's a 10 times difference. And so in order for your molt to catch up to your chips, it takes you even more X molt in order to catch up. All right, let's go Celestial Packs. Saturn. We have a telescope, so we just pick up Saturn here, even though we've played a couple of high card spam in order to dig. All right, I do want to go to Ante 9. I do want to beat Ante 9. I could take a Hierophant here. Could take a Death card. Let's go next. All right, Violet Vessel. Let's do it with just chips. 2 million points. Well, mostly chips. I am going to play the Polychrome card. Let's go copy the runner. We could go 2, 4, 6. I'm a little bit short here. So we have a bunch of 9s. Let's discard the top end. All right, so 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, and I could dig more if I want. Let's go ahead, since I have the bonus 4, let's make another bonus card. So 7s and 6 as bonus cards. How do I want to use my death card? Probably I want to keep making blue seals. Maybe I want to use it on the 9. Maybe I want to use it on the polychrome 6. Maybe I don't want to use it at all. Let's just ship it. I can discard these 8s. I can throw away an ace, I guess. So I could do ace, queen, 10. Maybe throw away a 4. Okay. So copy the runner, go ace, queen, 10, 9, 8. I could dig. I could play high card. Ship it. Ace, queen, 10, 8. All right. Last card on the left. Ship it. That's it. Go next. Fool gives me a Hierophant. I could use a Fool for a death card. This boss, play only one hand type. Ooh, we can hang him. So 3 and 2, we can hang him. I could use death here. I'm gonna make another one of these 6s because they're shiny. So maybe we go turn a queen into a 6. 3 and 2, we can hang him. All right. Go one more. $8, we could do $8. Go next. So we know we can do this. We know we can do 1.8 million. We know we can beat Ante 9. That was the quest. And we could go even further if we do glass cards, if we wanted to. So the thing that I want to investigate is how far can we get with just chips? Or, you know, technically we do have some glass cards and we have some steel cards, but how far can we get with predominantly chips? All right. Aces and 2s, we hang them. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So this is a straight. So obviously what we do is we discard the 8. Okay, this, if I go 10, I want to do the 6, I want to do the 8, I want to do the 9. I can throw in the 5. I don't want to play the 8 because I want to get my rebate money. If I don't copy the runner, maybe this doesn't win. Actually calculated? Okay, so discard the low end. 8 gives me money. I could do 9, 10, queen. I can do throw away the high card. So ace, queen, 10, 9, 7. Copy the spaceman. Unfortunately, no blue seal. All 4 of them are in the bottom half. Bummer. Cool. So standard pack. Foil 9. Nope. All right. I want the blank voucher. Don't have room for cola. Another Saturn card, now level 41. Nice. Go next. Alright. Rebate on 9s. Play the straight first. Okay. I can discard 2 9s. I can keep some 8s. I don't need the queen. Discard another 9. Okay. Here's a straight. Here's a straight. I can play high card. Okay, 6, 8, 10, jack. Let's smash. Did we break the ace? No, the ace is still there. Pesky glass cards. There we go. The jack is done. Pesky. 49 cards in round 29 is honestly embarrassing. I'm sorry. My apologies. We can go one more. Temperance. Sure. Maybe I'm not even supposed to use the temperance. Maybe I'm supposed to hold the temperance. We could take the 4 fienders here instead of the spaceman. 4 fienders. Maybe now we have high enough level straights we don't need the spaceman anymore. 4 fienders makes it easier for us to do rebate money. Photograph. That would be a thing. If you wanted to go for a long time, you would take the photograph and then just play the 1 jack as part of the straight. But what if... Nah. What if we go... Take temperance here? Go next. Only 1 hand type, you say. Alright. That's a straight. This is a straight. That's a straight flush, my bad. Okay. Rebate on jacks. Okay. I should probably throw the ace to get rid of it. I get rebate for jacks. I can play the 6. So here's a straight. Throw away the jack. I can do this. I could throw it away. I can try to get another jack. All right, queen, 9, 8, 6. And if you wanted, I could show you what happens when we copy the runner. It's not that much better because our base is so high already. Okay, how much do we need here? 4 million. Boss is playing in 1 hand. Yeah, that seems reasonable. So, glass joker? Nah. Could take a devil finally. Sure, why not? World. Oh. I got rebate on 4s. I can hang the queens. Gold 9, hang the queens. Play a straight. It doesn't one-shot. Okay. I can throw an 8. I can throw away a glass card. Okay. I can play 6 and 5, and I'm gonna need a little bit. I'm gonna need to bridge the gap here. So 7, 6, 5, 4. 7 can also connect to the 9. So I can discard the 4 for money. 5, 6, 7. Play the gold one, I guess. Copy the runner. All right. Sock and Buskin. We can't do the Ankh. Well, maybe. Nah, we can't. I could go purple. I could go purple 7 or 6. I got a lot of 6s. Maybe purple 6. Oh, I got 9s too. I should have made a purple 9. That's a fancy 9. Polychrome 9. Yeah. Alright. Go next. So, this boss, play only one hand. We can do that if we do a lot of glass and polychrome in one hand. The other way to do it is to re-roll it. Previously played cards are debuffed. That's probably not that bad. Probably. So let's discard the 3 and some of these extra 9s. Okay. Jack. 10, 9, 8, 6. I could play the 4. I can keep the steel card. I can throw the jack away. I can keep the jack. Dip it. I can discard the purple. I can play jack 10, 9. No, I need the discard. Strength. Okay, so I could go jack 10, 9. So probably one of these jacks becomes a queen, maybe 2 jacks become queens. Maybe I go jack and 10 with the strength. Queen, jack, 10, 9. Chip it. Oh, I should have thrown away the 3. Queen, jack, 10, 9. Chip it. I think, feel free to correct me on this, I think we might be at our limit scoring-wise. I'm at the point where I'm taking a luchador. Could take a Hierophant. 10 and 4. Or sorry, 8 and 4. I could do 8 and queen. Ace or holographic. So my base multi is 154, so I don't really need the holographic. The foil ace also probably doesn't help me. Not in a meaningful way. Take a chariot. Could take the photograph now. Probably you don't need the 4 Fienders. Alright, I'm at the point where, here's the deal. I don't think we can win this without the X-Molt. So we're gonna do a little XMult. We will take the photograph here and go next. Now, how much XMult can we access? Because we could go queen 10, 9, 7, 5. I can make a steal 10. I can make a steal 7. All right. Put the queen on the end. So glass takes us to 300. Then we have the face card. We're copying the photograph. So we got 2 XMults on that. So double. It goes to 1200. Is still less than the chips that we have. Then with, okay, so glass 1, glass 2, glass 3 because of the photograph. So that's 3 times 2s. The steel card takes us over. And then another steel card takes us to 2800 before balancing. 2800 and then it becomes balanced. That's not that big a difference. Right? So that didn't really change the score that much. Even all of that XMult. Anyway, Jack, 10, 9, 7, 6. This wins. I can discard if I want. I can make another glass card, but I know that I don't need it. And ship it. All right. So we can get another Saturn card here. In the next round, 58 million points. Can you believe it? Okay. I'll show you the best hand that we can make. So Stencil gives me a ×2. Sock my buskin. Don't mind if I didgeridoo. Alright. No discards. Probably not going to happen. So let's just do this. Alright. We go 6, 8, 9. I can do ace, queen, 9. No. I can do ace, queen, 10, ace, queen, jack. I don't get to play the polychrome card, and that's okay. So we'll just go ace through 9, top end straight, which means this 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can just throw it out basically. All right. Anything lower than a 9, we just discard. Okay, so I got the 9. I have the jack, which we can make glass. Okay. I am trying to get my ace. Okay. Don't need the extra jacks. I don't need the extra 9s. Ace, king, jack, 9, 8. Okay. Copying sock and buskin is better than copying the photograph. Is that true? So if I copy the photograph, then this is 3 times 2s, and then it happens twice because of sock and buskin. So that's 3 times 2 is 6. If I copy sock and buskin, this is 2 times 3 activations. So it's the same. And if it's the same, we go copy Sock and Buskin because that's going to give us extra chips. Marginally ship it. Okay, see, now that's a decent amount of X-Molt there. Okay. I mean, we can take a Saturn card. We can check in here for a glass face card. And we can go next. All right. This card. Lovers? Nah. Okay. So I can... We said anything lower than a 9 we just discard. Okay, I have ace, king, queen, 10. And I can do an 8. I want my glass jack. I want my glass 9. Ace, king, queen, jack, 10. All right, and ship it. Not as many times 2s this time. Bummer. I broke my glasses. Go next, I guess. I don't have a glass face card anymore. I can play some weak straights. I can do more. One, two, three, 4, 5, I guess. Now it makes more sense to copy the photograph because I don't have any glass to retrigger with Sock My Buskin. This is what the final deck looks like. Still kind of a hot mess, but the shortcut obviously helping here. The plan was basically built around this mid-range, right? We had the blue seal 9s, and we had the gold seal 10, and so we're staying in the mid-range. I like to do the 10 high straights because it leaves you open to the possibility of I can get jacks if I get a photograph. But otherwise, I usually remove kings and queens, only keeping the jacks. All right, ship it. All right, well, that's gonna be it for this one. I hope I made it clear by now with repetition that you know, on the plasma deck, if you're doing like the long runs, if you're doing the super high scoring runs, you get repeatable X-Molt like Idol, you get repeatable X-Molt like Baron, and that's how you get the crazy big numbers. And the crazy big numbers mostly come from the Molt side of things. A bunch of times 2s or a bunch of times 1.5s or whatever it is, but just regular X-Molt like ×3 from Cavendish or ×3 from Blackboard, that type of X-Molt is not going to be enough. Even, let's say, ×5 from Constellation, ×7 from Hologram, if you get some kind of hologram synergy. That's not going to be enough X-Molt in order for your X-Molt to be better than your chips. You need something like ×15 X-Molt in order for your Molt to actually be higher than your chips. So when you're playing on the Gold Stake, when you're playing Gold Stake Plasma deck, it's just chips. That's the easiest way. You can still win with X-Molt if you get things like Photograph and the Chad to retrigger it and stuff like that. It is possible. It's just not as common. If you want to win more often, if you want to have a higher win rate, go for straights. Can be very powerful, but very inconsistent. Very difficult to draw straights. So I wouldn't necessarily go for straights unless I have one of two things or both. Either I want some way of making my straights stronger, some way of getting the Saturn cards, because if you don't have the Saturn cards, there isn't any payoff for playing straights. There isn't any point to playing straights if they're not going to be supercharged, right? So if you don't have your blue seal, if you don't have, we use the spaceman here as well. If you don't have telescope, some way of getting the Saturn cards, then maybe don't worry about it. Maybe there isn't a payoff for playing the straights. But if you do get those, then because each Saturn card is plus 30 chips, then you can one-shot with straights. So the other thing that you're looking for is you're looking for ways to make straights more easily. In this particular run, we got both. We got the blue seal and the spaceman and the shortcut to make it so that we can play more straights per round. We got runner that also gave us a reward for playing straights. Shortcut isn't uncommon. You're not going to get shortcut all the time. Don't plan on shortcut. I think the more consistent way to beat the plasma deck is with two pair, and then building around the common jokers like Odd Todd and Scary Face that both give you chips. So Todd for odd cards, and then Scary Face gives you chips for face cards. Those you can re-trigger with the Chad. Chad can re-trigger your... one thing that's really good about the Chad on the plasma deck is if you have a single stone card, you can re-trigger that one stone card, and that can give you a lot of points and a lot of survivability. Playing two pair, it's reasonable to have maybe 3 to 4 stone cards in your deck. You want to get a lot of bonus cards, because bonus cards can also give you chips, and then that can be a source of scoring. Bonus cards you can re-trigger with the Chad. And then also any uncommon jokers that give you re-triggers, which would normally be good re-triggering glass cards and re-triggering polychrome and photograph and those types of things. The re-triggering effects also going to re-trigger your chips. In the early game, just the base chips of the card. In the mid game, you can re-trigger your plus chips from bonus cards and re-trigger your Odd Todd and re-trigger your Scary Face. Also, the Arrowhead. Arrowhead gives you chips for spades, and so you could play spade flushes, but flushes, you only get 15 chips per Jupiter card. And so if you are going to use the Arrowhead, I would suggest find some way to upgrade your flushes. Find some way to maybe play flush houses, or you can play 4 of a kind. You can play 4 jacks of spades, and then those jacks of spades with Scary Face and Arrowhead. Anyway, that's how I have figured out to beat the plasma deck. More than just some of the time. Take care, everyone.